Because Marlo, if you think about if he's comparing himself to Marlo in this 4 bars, however much he spit. Marlo ain't never want to be down with the co-op anyway. That's what Fat Prop Joe used to call it. Marlo never wanted to be with the co-op. Marlo used to come to the co-op and sit in them meetings only because he could get the good dope from Prop Joe. That's the only reason Marlo used to show up to the meetings. Then when he killed Prop Joe and motherfucking got the plug directly, he like, man, we ain't meeting up. I ain't never want to come here anyway. So if he's comparing himself to Marlo in his scheme that he's doing, his 8-bar scheme, or 4 bars, 6 bars, whatever it was, he basically, I took it as, I didn't want to be around y'all anyway. Man, why said this be good for business?
Sometimes the biggest business lesson isn't the one everyone is talking about, and this Jay-Z lyric might be a perfect example. Caroline pointed to the meaning behind Jay-Z comparing himself to Marlo from The Wire with the line, "I ain't much for meetings anyway, forget the brunches," arguing there's a lot more behind it than simply brushing off industry gatherings. Cameron explained that the real message centers on influence, leverage, and understanding your own worth. In The Wire, Marlo quit showing up to meetings not because he was shut out, but because he'd reached a point where he didn't need anyone else's approval and everyone else had to come to him instead. According to Cameron, that's the same idea Jay-Z was expressing about the music business. When you've built genuine ownership, real influence, and lasting business power, there's no longer a need to chase every connection or constantly prove that you belong in the room. I'm gonna let you hear the conversation for yourself in just a second, but first, make sure you drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe. Now, let's get right into it.
Speaking of Jay-Z, a line I overlooked in that freestyle. I know freestyle came out a month or 2 ago, whatever, but he said, "I'm Marlo, I ain't much for the meetings anyway, fuck the brunches." Did you catch that when he first said that?
I heard it, but no, I didn't. But no, to answer your question, no. The first, because I listened to it a few times, I didn't actually catch that line until maybe a week ago. Because, you know, people be replaying the clips and everything else. But I did hear that line that you're talking about, yeah. Not the first time I heard it. He said so much, I missed it the first time.
Yeah, I felt crazy because I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to go. I said I had to
go where?
To the brunch. I said, "What do you mean, fuck the brunches?" I said, "So wait a minute." I'm thinking, I'm assuming he's talking about the brunches he used to have. I remember saying, "Yo, I got the suit ready. Cam, what's up? You always want to curve something. Let's go." And you said no. But I never, you know, I'm just now catching that line or whatever. I wanted to know what was your opinion on it when he said fuck the brunches, about the people who went already, and now you saying fuck the brunches. I just thought that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, man, that's actually a great question. So if I remember correctly, he had a lot of little wire shit in that freestyle that I overlooked as well. He's like, "I'm Marlo, I ain't much for meetings anyway, fuck the brunches, the price of the brick going up." So if you watch The Wire, after Marlo killed Prop Joe, they was having drug meetings every week, and he's like, "Man, I ain't much for meetings anyway. And fuck these meetings, we ain't doing them no more." And the price of the brick is going up. That's that, I got to connect. So when I heard that line, the question is not for me, son. The question is for more people who went to the brunches. Like, that nigga said, fuck the brunches, I ain't much for meetings anyway. Did he ever care about the brunches? Or he just was rounding niggas up to see how many niggas would come. Pause. That's how I took the line. He could have something totally different. Everybody has their own opinion on how they see things. But when I heard that line, I'm sitting there saying, man, fuck the brunches. I ain't much for meetings anyway. Because Marlo, if you think about if he's comparing himself to Marlo in this 4 bars, however much he spit, Marlo ain't never want to be down with the co-op anyway. That's what Fat Prop Joe used to call it. Marlo never wanted to be with the co-op. Marlo used to come to the co-op and sit in them meetings only because he could get the good dope from Prop Joe. That's the only reason Marlo used to show up to the fucking meetings. Then when he killed Prop Joe and motherfucking got the plug directly, He like, man, we ain't meeting up. I ain't never want to come here anyway. So if he's comparing himself to Marlo in this scheme that he's doing, this 8-bar scheme, or 4 bars, 6 bars, whatever it was, he basically, I took it as, I didn't want to be around y'all niggas anyway. Man, Marlo said this be good for business.
That's the way I took it.
Yeah, that's why
I was upset. Like, wait a minute, I used to want to go to them brunches. You ain't want to go, so I was like, all right. You like, nah, man.
I knew that nigga Jay-Z was Marlo. You tell his face at the pictures he wasn't smiling with nobody in them fucking brunches. He's sitting there with this face. Same face he had with Michael Jackson, and they asked him about Mike. He, man, nigga like, yo, this is good for business, Rock Nation popping. I don't want to be around these niggas. And I'm not saying Jay-Z felt like that. I'm just telling you how I took it. So like said, you Marlo, ain't much for meetings. Fuck these brunches, the price of the brick going up. You have to ask the question. I would love to ask the question to anybody who went to them brunches, like, yo, how you feel about Jay-Z saying that? You'll get the niggas and be like, well, it was good at the time. I got the politic. I met some great people. And, you know, it led to something else. He ain't want to be there with niggas, man. He didn't. He said it. Ain't much for me. Anyway, in other words, ain't no more brunches coming up, nigga. I know the next brunch he throw niggas go, they bugging. He said he ain't much for meetings anyway.
What really stands out about Jay-Z's No More Brunches line isn't the idea of avoiding people. It's the message about recognizing your own value. To me, that's why this conversation has resonated with so many people, because success changes the way you approach opportunities. At the beginning of your career, you need to be everywhere, meet people, build connections, and learn from those who have already reached the level you're trying to get to. But once you've built genuine leverage, the rules start to shift. Your time becomes your most valuable resource, and instead of constantly seeking access, you create a position where opportunities and relationships naturally come to you. That's why the comparison between Jay-Z and Marlo from The Wire has connected with so many listeners. It's really about understanding positioning, not believing you're above anyone else. The point is knowing where your time and energy produce the greatest return. So now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Jay-Z's No More Brunches line was mainly about smart business strategy, or was it his way of creating distance from the music industry? And do you agree with Cameron's interpretation that Jay-Z was comparing himself to Marlo to show he'd reached a point where he no longer needed those meetings? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like.